given the topic today, my topic was electronic payments today and what's yet to come. So I know when we talk about these things, we keep thinking of it as a future thing. In future, we are going to do this. This is coming, this is coming. And I wanted to really assess what exists today. So knowing I was going to be speaking on this topic today, last week, I set myself up on a challenge. I called it the Cashless Challenge. Now, I'll pause here and ask, by show of hands, how many people here think they can survive a week here without using cash even once? Okay, good. There are a few people. So I set out on my cashless challenge, and I'll try and make it quick. I started last week Monday, and all I did was I bought credit. So I said I was going to use two things. I was going to use the expressPay app and my debit cards. Zeno noticed I said debit cards, not ATM cards. So I was armed with just those two things. Now in the expressPay app, it may be a bit misleading because you have mobile money in there as well. And so Monday I bought credit with my expressPay app. Then Tuesday morning, I had a doctor's appointment. So after the appointment, I had to pay. And I noticed the doctor's office didn't have a POS machine. So I asked the lady at the reception if they took mobile money, to which she said no. And then maybe we can move 2 slides up. One more slide up. So to which she said no. Now I wasn't worried. The next question was, do you have a bank account? And she said yes. And I know Sheikh Joe mentioned GhIPSS Instant Pay. And so I took out my phone, a few taps, and instantly funds had left my bank account and gotten into their bank account instantly. And she was thrilled by it and surprised and was asking, hey, how do we get other patients to pay like this? And this is possible because of the collaborations we've done in the industry. So we are celebrating GhIPSS today, and through GhIPSS's new infrastructure, GhIPSS Instant Pay, we are enabling connectivity to over 20 banks at the moment. And so if you needed to push funds anywhere, a few taps, and then the person receives it instantly. The lady, when I asked for the bank account, initially thought I was going to go find a bank and then deposit cash, and was surprised I was able to pay instantly. So that was Tuesday morning. And then I decided I needed to grab a bite after my appointment. So I went to Starbites, and I paid with my debit card. They had a POS terminal over there. I paid with my debit card. I was quite excited. And then come the evening, I had to buy petrol. Now, I went to Shell, which I know is one of the few petrol stations that accept electronic options. Now, when I got there, and I asked the guy if he had a POS, he brought it out, and for those who've tried, the first thing he did was not to fill my tank, but to bring the POS so we could try the payment. So he brings it out, and then I try to make the payment. First attempt, doesn't work. Second attempt, doesn't work. And then he tells me there's an ATM just around the corner, so I can go to the ATM, take out cash, and come and pay. And I'm thinking, no, because I still need to complete my cashless challenge. And so I changed the card I'm using, tried a different debit card, and it's successful. So I'm quite excited about that, and then I walk away. I was actually willing to drive away if it didn't work, because I needed to see if this was possible. I wanted to sort of walk the talk, and not just talk, we want to do this, we want to do this, but see what was really possible in Ghana today, or in Accra today. So Wednesday, I again paid for breakfast at a POS. And then in the evening, I got home, long day, I got home around 9:30 p.m. and turned on the lights, and the lights didn't come on. And for those who have prepaid electricity at home, you know what that's like, that deflating feeling. You get home and your lights are out. And it was 9:30 p.m., so I quickly jumped into my car and drove around trying to find a vendor where I could pay so I could have electricity. I want to just relax. It was a long day, relax, and then have a good evening. So after driving around for a bit, no success, I took my miserable self home and went to bed in the darkness. Now Thursday, if you recall, was a holiday. So I got up and quickly tried to find a vendor. I wasn't even sure if any vendor would be open. Now I got to a vendor, and first thing I asked, do you accept mobile money? And she said no. But her colleague, who is in the same sort of place, accepts mobile money. So I can go there and withdraw mobile money and then come and pay her for my electricity. Now electricity, you need electricity, right? So at this point I'm thinking, cashless challenge or electricity, what do I do? And then I tell her, and this will come as a shock, I don't have mobile money, but I pay mobile money all the time. I tell her I don't have mobile money, but I have money in my bank account. And she says, how's that going to work? Then I said, okay, well, I'm going to send money to her colleague, from my bank account into her mobile money account. And then hopefully, because I didn't want to touch the cash, I was cheating at this point a bit, because I was going to say the colleagues should give her the cash. And she said, oh, if that's the case, then I can send, she doesn't know how it's going to work, but she has a mobile money account, so I can send it to her. And so I send it to her, it's successful, she's excited, and then I walk away, I go home, and I'm happy. Now, Friday was another challenge. I had to take my car to the workshop, and I'm thinking, how's this one going to work? But fortunately, my mechanic had mobile money. And this is quite telling. So we keep making it sound like it's a future thing, but as Ellie just mentioned, 40% of the population already has mobile money. I remember in my case, I didn't really care because I had the ability to send to any mobile money wallet, whether it was Airtel, MTN, Tigo, or Vodafone. So I didn't have a problem on Friday. And then Saturday was a challenge. I had some serious garden eggs stew in the fridge and wanted to have boiled yam with my garden eggs stew. So I get out and I'm driving around trying to get yam. So I get to the first place, the lady has yam, and I ask her if she has mobile money, and she says no. So I get back into my car and I'm thinking, well, hell loss for not having mobile money. So I drive to the next place, who also has yam? Same question, no mobile money. I go to a third, and at this point I'm frustrated. And I decide, well, it's Saturday, I need to come here on Monday, and I really want to complete my challenge. So I essentially give up on the yam, and then go home to have rice with garden egg stew instead, which is still not bad. But I'm proud to say it's Monday, and I've completed my cashless challenge. So I've gone a full week without using cash. And you can tell, I wanted to go through, it's just the typical everyday experiences we will all have. We would all pay for all of these basic services on a regular basis. And I wanted to see if it was possible. And it truly was. Now, I intentionally mentioned a few of the pain points, because as much as we're excited about the progress we are seeing, but there are still a few basic issues we have in this space. You notice at the petrol station, I tried the POS multiple times before it worked. So there's still some work to be done there. You notice when I went to pay for my ECG, the lady had mobile money, but we haven't done as good a job getting people to think of it as an acceptance tool. They always think of it as a way to just send money and so on, even though it's the same, but there's a disconnect between the thought of, okay, I'm buying something, I'm paying more money, versus I'm sending someone money. So she had it, but she didn't think of it that way. So there's some work to be done there as well. Now, I strongly believe with the right level of collaboration, I've had collaboration thrown around here today, which I think is right. You can see with us, we are working with all the players, with GhIPSS through GhIPSS Instant Pay, facilitating payments over GH-Link, with the banks, with Visa, with MasterCard, and so on. Collaboration is required, all the telcos. And I think with the right level of collaboration between the industry players, the banks, the telcos, fintech players like ourselves, and the right guidance and encouragement from the regulator, I think we're going to chalk up tremendous success. And it's not going to be always just the story of M-Pesa, which we should celebrate, but you're going to start seeing electronic payments across all forms doing really well in Ghana as well. Now, I want to talk about what's yet to come. So imagine a Ghana where you get home, your lights are off. You take your expressPay app, a few taps, and your lights are back on, and you can sleep in peace. Imagine a Ghana where every yam seller or wachi seller accepts mobile money, accepts M-Visa, accepts MasterPass, or GhIPSS Instant Pay, and it doesn't matter where the payer's money is. Imagine a Ghana where you need to renew your driver's license. You know the sticker we need, the second sticker you need at the back of your license. And you can just go online, you fill in all the information, and you pay online, regardless of whether you're paying with Visa, with MasterCard, with GH-Link, Airtel Money, Tigo Cash, Vodafone Cash, MTN Mobile Money, you can make that payment. I don't think this is no longer a utopian future, but a very attainable near future, and I think we are going to get there.